Welcome to the Code with Jason meetup. Pardon my dust. I'm painting my office right now. I'm partway through it. So today we're going to work on SaturnCI as we have several times before. I'm going to share my screen here. SaturnCI is my CI platform that I'm very slowly building. And the other day I actually noticed a bug. So maybe that's what we'll address first today. So when you click on a build on the left here, because each one of these items is a build, you can see that it highlights the item you're on. But the other day I noticed that if I refresh the page, this odd thing happens where several items get highlighted. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is behind why these get highlighted. And here's how I usually start to investigate these things. In general, with bug diagnosis, by the way, I separate the bug diagnosis process into 3 steps. There's reproduction, diagnosis, and the fix. And I find it helpful to separate these 3 things into distinct phases. Sometimes people get confused and they mix diagnosis with fixing and all that. And it makes things harder and more inefficient than they need to be. So let's go through each of these 3 steps. The first one, reproduction, seems pretty easy because every time I refresh the page, it seems it goes back to having several of them highlighted. So it seems like the reproduction step is taken care of. So for the diagnosis, in general, with bug diagnoses, I find it a lot easier to determine where the bug is than what the bug is, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to do any investigation to try to figure out what's causing this. I'm going to try to see where the bug got introduced. And by where, I mean where in time, which commit. Okay, so first I'm going to see if I have a clean working state, which I can actually see that I don't. I was working on something the other day. So let me get this out of the way before we start this diagnosis process. Okay, we have a failing test. I don't know what that's about. I'm actually just going to stash this because I don't remember what it is. I'm going to go to the main branch. And I'm going to see if this bug is present on the main branch. It looks like it is. All right. So I'm going to open up the git log and go back in time a ways. Let's see if the bug is present at this commit. It appears that it's not. We can see just this one row highlighted. Okay, so I'm going to start a git bisect. I'm going to tell it that this one is bad. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to tell it that it's good. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do a git bisect reset. Okay, so this one's good. And I'm going to go to main. And it's bad. And bisect will take all these commits and divide them in half and repeatedly divide them in half until we found the issue. So somewhere between, here, let me do this. Okay, here's the commit that I discovered was good. And there's all these commits between the good one and the bad one. And somewhere in there was the first bad commit. So we're searching for the first bad commit. We're doing a binary search. We're taking everything from the good commit to the bad commit. We're gonna go to the halfway point and say, was this one good or bad? If that one's bad, then this is our new set. And we're gonna go to the middle and say, is this good or bad? Oh, it's good. Okay, now we have a new set, and we'll just keep dividing it in half until we've found the culprit. Okay, so I'm going to perform my test again. Looks like it's good here. Test again. This one's good. Test again. Good. I think it's good. Yeah, it's good. Okay, this one's bad. This one's also bad. Ah, okay. So here evidently is the first bad commit. I'm gonna do git bisect reset. Okay. I'll make my font bigger too. I should have done that earlier. Okay. So this fixed caching bug commit was the first bad one. So it's not immediately obvious to me why, but I can imagine it's easy to imagine like how caching related stuff could make things go sideways. So I think I'm going to write a failing test. I'm going to write a test that fails when the bug is present and would pass when the bug is absent. So we've completed the diagnosis phase, and now we're in the phase of applying the fix. Um, Actually, you know what? We're still in the diagnosis phase, actually, because I can't yet say exactly what's wrong. We found the offending commit, but I personally don't yet understand why exactly this commit causes a problem. So we're going to write a failing test as part of the diagnosis process. I'm going to start a new branch. What do we call this problem? It's the build selection problem. Okay. And actually, I don't know if I know how to fix this problem from scratch. Sorry, how to reproduce this bug from scratch. Let's try something. I'm going to do Rails dot cache dot clear. Hmm. I wondered if everything would go back to good if I did Rails dot cache dot clear, but apparently not. Okay.
Jason, one thing I
Yeah.
noticed though, when you were doing the diff, yeah, what you have on the screen right now.
Mm-hmm.
So was it just that one line that changed that introduced the bug?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, finish that versus finish that dot percent. Okay,
Sorry, I'm with you so far. You said it's just this one line change that introduced the bug.
introduce the bug. Yeah, I'm asking.
Oh, yeah, apparently so. And sometimes here's something I do sometimes to gain a high level of certainty. I'll do a git revert no commit and then the offending commit. So that has committed the in not committed, um that has affected the inverse of this bug. So it took away this dot present. So let's
Yep,
see if the bug is absent now. Looks like it is absent. All right, so I didn't have much doubt, but that gives us a higher level of certainty that that is in fact the culprit.
the trigger. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, in which file was this? I'm going to open up this file. Okay, so the bug should be present now. Okay, and then what controls whether it's gray or not gray? Let's take a look at that. Okay, okay, it's this active class, I believe. If I take away this active class, will they all go white? Yep. Okay. Hmm. Here's something interesting. So this active class is inside of what's cached. And that seems inappropriate.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. So I think maybe we should only be caching what's inside the link. But before we do that, I'm trying to decide if I want to write a test for this sort of thing. I'm kind of leaning toward no, because it seems unlikely for this issue to recur.
Fair enough.
Um, all right, so I'm going to do that. Now I expect, of course, nothing is cached, so the page loads slowly, but there's no bug anymore. All right, so I'm going to put this here. Build, yes. Okay. Okay, so that loaded slowly. Okay, now it loaded quickly. Seems that the bug is gone. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. And I'm not even going to do it on a separate branch because the fix is so trivial. I'm going to go back to main. I'm going to say fix selection bug. Okay, and that should, of course, kick off a new build. Yep. Okay, that feels nice to have that fixed. Now, previously, I was working on this other branch called use job machine image because I was trying to improve the performance. If we run the test suite locally, we'll see that it only takes between 10 and 20 seconds, I think. But on CI, it takes about 5 minutes. Oh, we have some failing tests here. A lot of failing tests. That'll be interesting to see what that's about. Okay. Very interesting. Never had this before. Okay. So let me grab this URL. This is the kind of thing that should just always be allowed because this is just something to do with the machinery of testing. This isn't actually a real API request that I'm making. So let me try to remember where I keep that stuff. Okay, maybe it's right here. Okay, so maybe I want to put storage.googleapis.com. Let's see if that fixes it. Okay, looks like that does fix it. Storage.googleapis.com. Okay. Now I can turn my attention to this other work I was doing before. So again, the test suite only takes, what was that? 12.38 seconds to run, but on CI it takes like 5 minutes. So I want to optimize this. It's never going to take as little as 12 seconds because there's some overhead with with um the CI infrastructure and all that. But we can at least get it down below 5 minutes, I think. So I'm going to go to my branch where I was doing that stuff. And by the way, sometimes a person's branches get pretty messy. So I'm gonna clean this up. Um, so the way I like to do this is I'll run git branch and pipe it into a file called branches, like I just did. Then I'll open up branches, and then I'll delete anything I want to keep. So I want to keep main. I want to keep use job machine image. I want to keep this one. Let me see if there's anything else that I actually want to keep. No, I don't think there is anything else I want to keep. And then I'll do git branch delete cat branches. So I'm catting the branches file, and then I'm saying delete all that stuff. There. Now I only have these three that I decided to keep. So I'm going to go to use job machine image. Delete my branches file. Going to rebase main because we made some changes there. Okay. Okay. And I think I'm going to make a pull request for this branch because I have by this time forgotten what's on there. Um, so I want to see what's on there. Okay, so I changed this image to this. That's not great because, like, what does this mean? And I changed my job script a bit. Okay, and then I just added some comments here. Um, so what I did here was instead of installing Docker on the machine where the jobs run every single time, I made like a pre-canned image, and this is the image ID. So let's make a change to make this a little clearer. Um, image ID equals 150, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Where is this from? Oh, maybe images? Yeah. Hmm. So I can't get the ID of the snapshot from here, apparently. Okay, I'm going to say this. I'm going to call it snapshot image ID to make it a little clearer. Um, this is the ID of the snapshot of the image that we want to use for a job. Okay, that's at least better than what was there before. Okay. And then I want to wait for that to pass before I merge that branch. I will run the tests here because that'll only take 12 seconds. I do still want to wait for it to pass on CI because I'm not only wanting to test that the tests pass, I'm wanting to test the actual machinery of the CI. Okay. Oh yeah, that was on main also. Okay. All right. Something I want to add sooner than later is like a clock so I can see how long the job has been running because right now it's not very easy to tell. Apparently 14 minutes and no, what is this? At the 23-minute mark. So it's been running for like 4 minutes. So it shouldn't be too much longer, like 1 or 2 more minutes, or maybe three. Um, let's see. How can we occupy ourselves while we're waiting for this? I can show you guys something. Okay, so this is like a separate unit of work. All we did here was we switched to using this image instead of doing all this from scratch every time. So we'll merge that and then we'll start a new unit of work. And I'll tell you what we're going to do on that one. So in this new unit of work, we're going to implement some caching. So I found that by far the most expensive step of this process is line 54 here, where we do a Docker Compose build. Um, Part of that is because that's when we do our gem install, sorry, our bundle install. We install all our gems. That takes some time. And just Docker builds tend to be time consuming in general. So we shall cache that. But there's an issue, which is I don't know how. Okay, so this passed. I am gonna merge this. Okay, the issue is that I don't know how. So let's get some help from ChatGPT. And I think I had a chat from the other day, but I don't remember it, so I'll just do it from scratch. I'm going to say, I want to cache the build step. How can I do this on DigitalOcean? Oh, I should also say I'm building a CI service. Okay, one of the suggestions it gave me last time was to put some stuff in a container registry, which I found interesting. So I'm going to ask it about that.
Was that to speed up things or, sorry, I don't know what is the question that you asked last time, that's why.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was last time I asked it the same question, like, how do I cache this build step?
Okay, understood, understood.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, and I'm gonna ask, out of all these ideas, what do you think would be simplest? I don't know if it understood the question. Okay, now I'm gonna try to understand this. Well, the latest image for cache. Hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna look at my script. Here's the build step. I'm gonna ask it this. Oh, okay. Docker build cache from. I'm gonna copy this. I just want to look at this and see what it is. Okay, so if we want to do a build using a cached image, we can use this cache from option apparently. Okay. This commit hash part seems inappropriate because then it's like the commit hash will always be different, so that wouldn't make sense to cache it based on that. I'm going to tell ChatGPT. Okay, I think I'm not going to worry about using a cache key yet because I just want to see how plausible this thing even is and what performance benefit it's going to give me. So I'm going to divide this into two steps, I think. I'm going to do it I'm just going to perform a test to see if I can get caching working at all. Then I'll worry about getting cache busting working. So
Yep.
the
I mean,
tag,
one step at
go
a
ahead.
time. One step at a time, isn't it? Yep.
Exactly. Um, just going to call this latest. Now these two match. I don't want to call it my image. I want it to match the project name. How about we use GitHub repo full name? Yeah, GitHub repo full name. Okay. And then where did registry URL come from? Do I have something called registry URL? No, I don't. Okay. Um, job machine request. Okay. What am I trying to answer right now? I'm trying to, I got the name of the project. Oh yeah, I want to get the registry URL. Registry. What are we using the registry for right now? Oh yeah, it was like deployment and such. I had a deploy script. Okay, here's the registry related stuff. Okay. Seems like I should actually create a new registry just for the user images. Repositories. Okay, maybe I want a new repository. Hmm. Or maybe I just want to use the same repository. Okay, just for this test, I'll just use the same repository. Okay. And I'm not even gonna put the registry URL. You know what? Okay. I am gonna keep it at my image, and I'm gonna hard code the registry URL, or I'll just define it right here. Registry URL slash my image latest. Okay, so I guess that's what I want the registry URL to be. Okay. And then for my Docker build, wait, sorry, before I go changing stuff, um, um, let me go to main and do a pull because we merged that other thing. And then we'll do this on a new branch. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. And then for the build step, okay, line 55 is the old one, line 58 is the new one. But one is Docker Compose build, the other is Docker build. I don't quite understand why they're not both Docker Compose build. Hmm. Well, now I'm getting confused. Okay, let's try to simplify the entire picture. Okay, I'm going to say every project on my CI platform will be a Rails project. For starters, I just want to cache the bundle install step. And let me look at something. Yeah, I'm going to show up my Docker file here. On line 15, I have my bundle install step. Okay, by copying only gemfile and gemfile.log before running bundle install, you ensure that Docker will cache the installation of gems as long as these files don't change. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so I put this after the curl. Okay, workdir code, install yarn. Okay, this might be like totally different. Okay, so I'm going to do a git diff. Okay, so we install yarn, and then we copy just this, and then we bundle install. Okay. I'm going to create a new branch called cache bundle install. Okay, and I expect that when this runs, it won't be any faster because the cache is cold right now. I noticed for these last couple builds, it didn't pick it up when I did a git push. It's not kicking off a build. So oh, internal server error. Interesting. Okay, I can't make out where this is. Um, okay, let's do this. I'm just gonna make some arbitrary change. Okay, now if I do a git push, do we see something come through in the logs? Okay. Yes. Oh, looks like I made a dumb mistake. Image ID. Okay. Whoops. Okay, so it's supposed to say snapshot image ID, but it just says image ID. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. Perhaps it did. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my other branch, rebase main, and now I will push this. And will it kick off a build this time? Yes. Okay. Now I expect that this will take just as long as the other ones because the cache is cold. But then if we allow this to run and then kick off another build, if the caching works, then we should see a bit of a performance improvement. In the meantime, I'll ask, oh, I was going to ask it what else I can cache, but here it says additional caching strategies. Let's see, Docker Compose volumes. We'll say this, walk me through some additional caching. By the way, when can we expect this to be done? We started it at 46. It's now 47. Okay, 46 plus 5 is 51. So maybe around 9:51 it'll be done. Okay, we already did this. Hmm. Oh, you know what? Here's a question. If it's gonna cache, if it's gonna cache the gems, where would that get cached? Like, how could this possibly work? Because it's doing like a fresh build from nothing every time. Since this is a CI service
So
and it's
yeah,
doing a fresh build from scratch on a blank machine every time, how could the gem caching possibly work? Okay.
so while ChatGPT is putting its spiel, it's bound to be at Docker level, right? The caching.
Yeah. Yeah, but we have to put it somewhere outside the
Yeah,
machine. On DigitalOcean, where can I store the cached data? Help me implement it.
I bet it will say something like get a volume.
Sorry, say it again.
It will say something like purchase a volume or something like that. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like it got kind of frozen. Oh, there. Still going, apparently. Wow. A lot of scripting, apparently. S3, interesting. Okay. Okay. Okay, so basically we want to take the contents of user local bundle. And by the way, what's in there exactly? Okay. Bundle. Can we do bundle show? Okay, what does that give us? Okay, what's the significance of this? It's the default directory where bundler installs gems. Okay. Bundle path. Bundle config path. Okay. You've not configured a value for path. Okay. Right now, I'm just trying to understand the fundamentals a bit better. Like, where does bundler install gems? That's the question I'm interested in the answer to. Bundle config. Okay. Okay. There's no bundle config, apparently. Bundle info rake. Okay, so apparently this is where it's putting the gems. Okay, interesting. Okay. So these pass, by the way. So let's see. Okay, so apparently there's a reason to believe that when we run bundle install on the on SaturnCI, that the gems get installed to user local bundle. Okay, but I don't want to just like make a guess and bet that that's correct. I think I want to set it explicitly. That'll also make it less mysterious when I encounter that line of the script later. Bundle path, okay. I'm actually going to put it right here. Okay. But that seems like kind of a weird place to put it. Um, I'm just going to use user local bundle instead of slash bundle. And I'm going to say set bundle path. There we go. Okay, and it's almost time to wrap up. Let's see. I'm going to go look at this other script now. So basically, we're taking what was just bundled and sending it to a digital ocean space. Okay. Okay, so we hash the gemfile.lock. Oh, and then we create a cache file matching that hash. Okay, that makes sense. And then apparently I don't see where we're sending it. I only see that we're getting it here. Okay. After we do a bundle install, we want to zip the gems and send the zipped file to a digital ocean space, right? Okay, so it seems like um build. It seems like after this Docker Compose build step, we can do the caching there. Yes, I think so. Here's where we want to make a zip file of the gems and then send that zip file to a digital ocean space. I'm making a note of that because I think that's where I want to pick up next time. And that'll help me remember. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, I feel like today's session was kind of anticlimactic, but we made some progress. We learned some stuff. And next time, I think we'll be in a good position to make some progress. Thanks, guys, for joining me, and I will see you next time.
Thank you. See you.